There's photons bouncing off my forehead. There's photons bouncing off of my forehead. Millions and millions and perhaps billions of photons. A particle of light. Photons bouncing off my forehead in matters and within circumstances that can never be fully comprehended by the human mind. Oh my. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about antinatalism. Is life worth the gamble or the risk that comes with the inevitabilities of human suffering? And if you're one of the lucky ones, you won't have to endure all that much suffering until you're in your 50s and 60s and 70s and shit just starts breaking down, but that's just the way it is. But when it comes to antinatalism or ephilism, is it worth the risk? Is it worth the roll of the dice? For me personally, in the year 2019 of the 21st century on planet Earth, I don't believe it is. I don't think it is. I would not purposely, willingly bring a mini-me, male or female, onto this planet right now. Say it was 1983 or 1987 or 1994. The idea and the notions of starting a family would seem far more appealing. But in 2019, and just the things that are considered normality, things that we together as a society get together and say, well, that's just the way life is now. You can't live in the past. Times change, people change. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way the water runs. Yeah. I could not and will never willingly and purposely bring a child into this world knowing the amount of immense possibilities of all kinds of horrific shit that can happen. Whether it's diseases, whether it's, psychological pain or psychological impairments or physical pain or just all kinds of, all the madness that continues to unfold as the spheres go round and round and round and round and round the sun. Once more we go. I just have to say no. Yep. And the birth rate on average, there's 4 births. 4 human beings are born onto this planet every second, and every 2 seconds, a human being, on average, every 2 seconds, a human being dies. So, if you consider what I said 20 seconds ago, 80 human beings have been born up until then. That's 80 lives. Now, do you think all of those 80 lives are going to live happy, pleasant, beautiful lives? You can try and trick yourself and say, well, why, yes, of course. Life is beautiful. Life is worth fighting for. And not to say that life isn't worth fighting for, but it seems like a roll of the dice that I just wouldn't want to be a part of. And so in that span of 20 seconds, 80 human beings have been born, and more or less 40 human beings have died. So there's a bit of a 2-to-1 ratio. So in a minute, there's about, what, that'd be 240 people that are born every minute. 120 people die. Oh, every second, I meant. But yeah, every second, 240 people are born. And every... Getting it mixed up. Anyway, in conclusion, you get the point. I'm an idiot. Is it worth the risk, the gamble, the roll of the dice? And in my opinion, it isn't. And it'll be like those other two debates that as long as human beings inhabit the planet fucking Earth, it's like the debates between those two debates, the first one being abortion and the second one being male or female circumcision. It's like those two debates will forever just be red team versus blue team type of bullshit. And I think antinatalism, as it gets more and more traction, as it has in the past couple of years, it'll forever be something that people philosophically are always going to be at war with. I think antinatalism should be something that's taught in the classroom in high school when you're a junior or a senior, and put the idea out there of antinatalist philosophies. I think it could do more. I think it'll do more help as opposed to do more damage. And just try to get these teenagers to think, use their mind, use their brains, and not just think that the world revolves around smartphones and memes and the YouTube verse. But yeah. Sometimes I wonder what Earth would look like had, through the evolution and before Homo sapiens evolved into Homo sapiens, if it got cut off at Homo erectus and our predecessors just went extinct. Had our predecessors gone extinct at Homo erectus and Homo sapiens never stepped foot on this planet, I think Mother Earth would look far more beautiful than it does today. So yeah, I think it would have been a good thing. I think it would have been a good thing had we gone extinct at Homo erectus, snip it there, and just Homo sapiens never walked foot on this earth. I think Mother Earth would be a far more beautiful place. To reduce all those billions and billions of lives lost in war, famine, starvation, for all that to never have happened, I think that'd be a plus for Mother Earth. You fast forward hundreds and thousands of years, and there's still famine, there's still wars, perhaps the inevitable war gene that we all carry within us, and it's silly to think that we can outmaneuver our own genetics and the DNA molecule that's within us and the coding of every DNA molecule. Perhaps the war gene is just an inevitability, and we'll be killing each other off until the end of fucking time because we don't know any better. I mean, human beings are stupid. Like, human beings are stupid. And we like to hold up our trophies and look what I won. Look what I won. And we like to almost we sing, we laugh, and we praise our own intelligence. Yet what it really is celebrating the achievements of better men, celebrating the discoveries and inventions of better men. We didn't do shit. We just were born in the right place at the right time, and now I could just flip a switch and turn on my gas stove and throw my ramen noodles in the microwave, and we didn't invent none of that. We didn't discover any of that. I mean, the world is shaped, and the world is in the shape and state that it's in because of a few dozen, men and women from past times. And I think people need to accept the fact that a lot of our facts stem from the fact that all of those ideas and philosophies came from a few dozen men who were far more, intellectually superior than your average human being. I mean, let's just fucking accept that. Because your average person walking the planet is fucking stupid. I'm not claiming any intellectual superiority and, I know everything and I know why this works and I can count photons on the fucking side of the wall and I have the cure for cancer and whatever. But you compare and contrast people's priorities or people's I want to say people's passion, but that's something that's far more embedded within each individual, and you can't measure like passion in a cup. It's something that burns within somebody, and some people just have a brighter flame, a hotter flame, a far more, just a taller flame than your average person. But is it worth it? Is it worth it? Just the roll of the dice and bringing another human being onto this planet and inheriting all that we know and some of the things that we'll probably never know. Is it worth bringing a sentient life onto this planet when roughly every 4 seconds, or every second, should I say, every second 4 human beings inhabit the planet, and every second 2 human beings leave the planet? So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. It's a 2-to-1 ratio there. And you don't have to be a math whiz to know that at a 2-1 ratio, life on this planet is just going to keep getting more and more populated, overpopulation, hit 8 billion, then we're going to hit 9 billion, then we're going to hit 10 billion, and holy fuck, we don't have enough resources to make every single one of these people happy and healthy. So some people are going to have to starve to death. Sorry. Some people are just going to have to invade other countries and bomb them with fucking nukes and shoot fucking bullets at one another until the other side says, okay, you won. Stop shooting, sir, please. Rest your finger off that trigger and keep taking dozens and dozens of lives, but we give up. It's all yours. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? And that's a question that you have to answer yourself. Never let anyone else make that choice for you. And thinking that you can stop the Homo sapien genome from procreating is in itself retarded, because we're animals just like any other animal on this fucking planet, and 99 times out of 100 we have an inevitable desire to pass our genetics, spread the genome, so when we die there's something that's left resembling, or not so much resembling you, but a carbon copy, a genetic copy of yourself when you're no longer on this planet. And so that's why, with or without even putting much thought into it, that's why animals procreate, is to spread the genome, so that when I die, I leave something behind and say, hey, that's mine in the afterlife or whatever the fuck. Is it worth it? And again, that's a decision that only you can make for yourself. Because like I said, people that like waving the antinatalism flag, and that's all they think about, if they really sincerely think that they can stop human beings from procreating, that is the most unrealistic, idiotic thought that any fucking, person on this planet could ever possess within their fucking mind. It's not about stopping everybody from procreating. It's about making people push pause on their own philosophies and their most cherished beliefs, and just getting them to think a bit more. Think with this head, not the head that's attached to the shaft and the balls. You know what I'm saying? So, is it worth it?